These are the most emotional NHL moments that left fans speechless.
Thank you to supporting me throughout my career.
Moments that didn't just shake the ice, but shook heart. And we begin with one that had an entire arena in tears. But before that, if you love this game like we do, hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it. And Bobby Ryan is back.
You see that? Bobby Ryan of the Senators.
First game in Ottawa since entering the NHL's assistance program, Bobby Ryan had taken time away from hockey to deal with alcoholism. Nobody knew how his return would go, but the Ottawa fans didn't care about stats or score. They just wanted him back, and that night, he gave them something unforgettable.
Should Bobby Ryan back in? What a move! Ryan, great goal!
Bobby Ryan scores, and listen to this play. He scored not once, not twice, but 3 times. A hat trick in his first home game back. As he sat on the bench afterward, he couldn't hold it in. He broke down crying, and the crowd rose to their feet. It wasn't about hockey anymore. It was about fighting something much bigger and winning.
Make it an emotional one for the Ottawa Senators and their fans. And Bobby Ryan, you see the emotion overcoming him now.
And that's how hockey welcomed one of its own back home. Just like Bobby Ryan's return gave people hope, this next moment showed what it means to play for something bigger than yourself.
In Ottawa Senator history, that one is for you, Nicole.
Craig Anderson in goal tonight, after receiving devastating news off the ice. Ottawa goalie Craig Anderson had just found out that his wife, Nicole, was diagnosed with cancer. The team told him to stay home, but Nicole told him to play for her. So he suited up against the Oilers, and what happened was unbelievable.
It's Callahan out of the box, and what a glove save. And with 4:20 to go,
Anderson again. What a stop. He's playing out of his mind tonight. Anderson stopped all 37 shots, a shutout. The whole arena gave him a standing ovation. His teammates rushed to hug him. He tried to hold it together, but broke down in tears. That night wasn't just about a game. It was about love, courage, and playing through heartbreak.
Everyone cheering for Craig Anderson, who records his second shutout of the season, the 35th of his career.
Moments like these remind us, behind every mask, there's a human story, and sometimes it's not just about fighting through loss. It's about holding on while you still can.
Look at his teammates, just so happy for TJ Oshie.
There's TJ Oshie with his dad, Tim, who's battling Alzheimer's. In 2018, the Washington Capitals won their first ever Stanley Cup. It was a night of history. But for TJ Oshie, it was much more personal. His father, Tim, who he called Coach, was in the stand. Tim had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's and was slowly losing his memory.
This is the most amazing feeling I've ever had.
He doesn't remember a lot of stuff these days, but you can bet he's gonna remember this. That moment was raw. Oshie could barely speak through the tears. You could feel the love in every word. That cup meant something way bigger than hockey. And even if Tim someday forgets that night, the world never will. But sometimes the emotions come from fear. Real fear. Not about winning or losing, but about whether someone will survive.
And yelling, and the team bench was trying to get the attention of emergency medical personnel.
Something's going on at the Dallas bench. It's Peverley. In 2014, during a game between the Dallas Stars and Columbus Blue Jackets, forward Rich Peverley suddenly collapsed on the bench. Just seconds after coming off the ice, he passed out. The players around him started yelling for help. Medical staff rushing in now. This is serious. The arena went completely silent. Fans stood in shock. Players were crying. It was later revealed that Peverley had suffered a cardiac event, basically a heart attack during the game. The quick action of the medical staff saved his life. The game was canceled. Nobody cared about the score. That night, hockey didn't matter. Saving a life did.
Yeah, better to just let it go with the outcome no longer in doubt.
From collapsing on the bench to getting knocked unconscious on the ice. Some moments feel like the end, but this one, it turned into legend.
Kariya landed on his back and didn't move.
Paul Kariya.
Oh my goodness. Paul Kariya is down and not moving. In Game 6 of the 2003 Stanley Cup Final, Paul Kariya was crushed by a massive hit from Scott Stevens. His helmet popped off. He laid motionless. Everyone thought he was done. The crowd fell silent, and he was helped off the ice. But 10 minutes later, something unbelievable happened.
Oh, baby.
Guarantee he doesn't know where he is.
Coach Babcock.
Paul Kariya is back. He didn't just return. He scored one of the most iconic goals in NHL history. A blistering shot that brought the crowd to life. The building exploded. It wasn't just about the goal. It was about courage, heart, and refusing to quit.
Kariya has come back.
He He's showing me something. I didn't think we'd see him until next season.
That moment became the soul of the series. Kariya came back from a brutal hit, but Bobby Ryan's return was a fight against something much deeper.
Bobby Ryan and the Senators are on the board.
After months away from the team, Bobby Ryan is back tonight in Ottawa. In 2019, Bobby Ryan left the Senators to enter the NHL's Player Assistance Program. He was battling alcoholism, something he'd kept hidden for years. It wasn't just a break from hockey, it was a fight to save his life. And on February 27, 2020, Bobby Ryan returned to the lineup in front of the home crowd in Ottawa. What happened next? You couldn't script it better.
McNabb out on the string. McNabb reaches for the poke check and
Bobby Ryan, again, a hat trick in his return game. After the final goal, he sat on the bench, overwhelmed. Fans gave him a standing ovation, and for once, it wasn't just about winning. It was about healing and hope.
The Senators and their fans, and Bobby Ryan, you see the emotion overcoming him now.
While Bobby Ryan returned to the game, some comebacks never happen, and sometimes that hurts even more. Tonight, the Rangers honor one of the greatest to ever wear the jersey, Henrik Lundqvist. Henrik Lundqvist was more than a goalie. He was the face of the New York Rangers for 15 seasons, a Vezina winner, a franchise icon. But in 2020, after signing with the Capitals, everything changed.
I'm so happy I get an opportunity to say thank you.
I've been diagnosed with a heart condition, and I can't play. He never played another NHL game. But 2 years later, the Rangers gave him the farewell he deserved, raising his number 30 to the rafters at Madison Square Garden. It wasn't about stats or win. It was about a player who gave everything and a fan base that never forgot. I'm proud. I'm thankful.
Thank you to supported me throughout my career.
While some players leave the ice with their names chanted, others walk away after losing everything. But what Marc-Andre Fleury did after a crushing loss left everyone speechless.
Cup in San Jose. Fleury almost looked embarrassed, like he felt he hadn't really earned it. He did a real quick skate with the cup and he was done.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, but behind the celebration was a quiet moment. One that wasn't about winning, it was about brotherhood.
Make it an emotional one. See the emotion overcoming him now.
Fleury had started the playoffs, but lost the starting job to rookie Matt Murray mid-run. Many veterans would have been bitter, not Fleury. He waited in the tunnel, smiled, and was the first to hug Murray. That's Marc-Andre Fleury, a teammate first, always. It was his last moment as a Penguin. Just days later, he was picked by Vegas in the expansion draft. But in that final act, he showed exactly what kind of person he was. Fleury left with class, but sometimes you don't even realize it's the last time until the moment's already gone.
scored! He scored!
Is this the final time we'll see Jumbo Joe in teal? Joe Thornton played over 1,700 NHL games. He was a first overall pick, a playmaker, a leader, and for San Jose Sharks fans, a legend. In 2022, at 42 years old, he played what would quietly become his final NHL game. No official retirement, no announcement, just one last skate.
And you said he was one of those great teammates that set an example for so many others.
He stayed out after the buzzer, took a slow lap around the ice. Fans stood and cheered, sensing this was it. Thornton never lifted the cup, but he gave everything, and the fans knew it. If that was goodbye, it was the quietest, classiest one you'll ever see. While Joe Thornton left quietly, Patrice Bergeron's goodbye was silent, but it hit even harder.
And look at everybody with Patrice Bergeron. Look at this.
And the Panthers eliminate the record-setting Bruins. The Bruins had just finished the best regular season in NHL history, 65 wins. Everyone thought they'd win the cup, but then they lost in round one. And for Bergeron, that was it. Bergeron embracing Marchand. Could this be the end? He didn't cry, he didn't wave. But when he hugged Brad Marchand, his longtime teammate and friend, the whole hockey world felt it. That's 19 years of friendship in one hug. Later that summer, Bergeron officially retired. A Selke Trophy king, a captain, and one of the most respected players ever.
A touching moment for a Hall of Fame.
Some goodbyes are quick, some take years to truly sink in. But for Henrik Lundqvist, it ended far from the way anyone imagined. Number 30, Henrik Lundqvist. For 15 seasons, Lundqvist was the face of the New York Rangers. He never won the Stanley Cup, but he gave them everything. In 2020, heart issues forced him out of the game. He never got to play one final shift. So in 2022, MSG gave him the farewell he deserved. A sold-out crowd. his number 30 raised to the rafters forever. He never got the cup, but tonight he got the Garden. That moment wasn't just for Henrik. It was for every fan who watched him carry the team year after year. If there's one moment that truly showed the heart of hockey, it was Oskar Lindblom's return. In December 2019, Lindblom was diagnosed with Ewing's sarcoma, a rare bone cancer. He missed almost the entire 2019 to 2020 season. His future in hockey and life was uncertain. Just 10 months after his diagnosis, Oskar Lindblom is back on the ice. Incredibly, he returned during the 2020 playoffs. But the real emotional moment came months later, April 2021, when he played a full season and then heard his name called. Oskar Lindblom has won the Masterton Trophy. He was honored for perseverance, dedication, and sportsmanship. When Lindblom stood on the ice, it wasn't about stats. It was about survival. He didn't just beat cancer. He came back stronger and inspired an entire league. And just like Oskar Lindblom, another moment that shook fans came from Brian Bickell, a player whose career ended far too soon, but in the most powerful way possible. Bickell was part of the Blackhawks dynasty, winning 3 cups. But in 2016, after strange symptoms and struggling on the ice, he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. His body couldn't handle the grind anymore. This is Brian Bickell's final NHL game, but the Hurricanes gave him one final chance to say goodbye. In the shootout, the puck came to him. One last shot. Bickell, the score. The goal didn't win a Stanley Cup, but to everyone watching, it meant so much more. It was closure. It was courage. It was hockey at its most human. These moments weren't just about goals, fights, or championships. They were about family, perseverance, heartbreak, and the human side of hockey. And that's what makes this game so powerful. It lives beyond the scoreboard. If any of these moments hit you right in the heart, you're not alone. That's why we love this game. So if you want more stories that go deeper than stats, the kind of NHL moments that actually matter, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and let us know in the comments what's your most unforgettable NHL moment